You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife, Pimp. Do you now expect Harry's wife to be seen carrying an ornate cane whilst wearing a particularly ostentatious coat, plenty of bling while she strolls along the street? Or perhaps she's going to be a little more low-key as she continues to pimp out the hoe that is Prince Harry, or perhaps he should be known as Prince Hoary, forthwith, as a consequence that he's being made to get out there and find maximum dollar. Because according to the Daily Express, in an article by Claire Anderson, the Duchess of Sussex has been warned her money will start to run out after living in one of the most expensive communities in America. What news is this then? Well, Harry's wife and Prince Harry, according to the article, stepped down from senior royal duties to become financially independent in March 2020. And they've signed various deals. However, the article then tells us journalist Meghan Kelly has warned their money will dry up in Monte Shitshow, as it is one of the priciest neighbourhoods in America. She told Sky News Australia Harry's wife was very disappointed to realise that he, Harry, doesn't have money. He's a prince who's a pauper. He's got fame, and he gave her that for sure. She's now a household name when she was doing Deal or No Deal or The Suit Show, but he doesn't have any money. Now it all makes sense how she's pimped him out to write the memoir. Maybe she didn't like how the PR tour went, but she needed that money. You got a $20 million advance on Wow, and she's crying all the way to the bank now because they've got the $100 million Netflix deal, they got the $50 million Spotify deal. But mark my words, she's going to blow through that in about 2 years in Monte Shitshow, which is one of the most expensive communities in America. That's not enough dough to be riding private all the time, which they want to do. The royal couple have previously been told to live somewhere more modest amid speculation over their finances. Harry, who previously told Oprah Winfrey he had been cut off by the royal family, said he signed deals to afford security. After buying an £11 million house in Monte Shitshow, California, royal expert Richard Eden queried the couple's future source of income. Speaking to Palace Confidential on Mail Plus, Mr. Eden said, "Remember that Prince Harry said explicitly in his interview with Oprah Winfrey that they only signed the deals with Spotify and Netflix because he'd been cut off by his family. He was saying, we need the money, since they've got some other deals for things like Better Up, but he made clear they needed to do that sort of deal. It does make me wonder what the future holds." Royal commentator Andrew Pearce noted they don't have to live in a house with 47,000 bathrooms. They could live somewhere more modest. Harry had told Oprah, "We didn't have a plan. The Netflix deal was suggested by somebody else, by the point of where my family literally cut me off financially, and I had to afford security for us. They cut me off in the first quarter of 2020, but I've got what my mum left me, and without that, we would not have been able to do this." Of course, as we all know, those comments about being cut off were not accurate, and was a revision of history that was being pushed forward by them. Of course, Harry's wife has expensive tastes, because she loves to spend other people's money, through asset appropriation, lack of boundary recognition, and her sense of entitlement. As I've explained in parts passing, having access to money enables the pursuit of other aspects of the prime aims, and the fact that she spends large amounts of money on expensive clothing that doesn't fit her properly, that she has security costs that need to be met, that they have to live in a large place in an expensive neighbourhood, is all commensurate with the status that she believes that she is totally afforded and is totally appropriate. However, she doesn't believe that she should live within her means. She believes that other people should pay for it, and that chiefly meant Prince Harry. And of course, because she thought that he would have huge amounts of money being a member of the royal family, she'd had a rather rude awakening. And now, rather than think, okay, well, we'll cut our cloth accordingly, It's more a case of we need to maximise our income, because I am Harry's wife of Monty Shitshow, Empress of Woke, and all shall worship at the altar of my splendour. So Harry is being sent out there. That's why he had to do the publicity tour for why he has been pimped to, for instance, undertake the live stream this weekend with Dr. Gabor Mate. Are we expecting that Harry's going to be going to flip some burgers to try and get some income coming in? Well, at least his wife can attempt to show him how it's done. After all, we have witnessed her embarrassment appearance in the Men's Health burger flipping video. See parts pass him. She's going to pimp him out, and of course, as his controller, it is necessary for him to do this at her behest. Otherwise, he faces the consequences. Thus, he's made to get out there and earn some dollar. He's made to get out there and make a fool of himself as he goes scurrying around with the begging bowl. Of course, the opportunity to ask his family for that has been lost as a consequence of what? Their behaviour. Not that either of them will see that. Her, because of her narcissism protecting her from the views that anything could ever be her fault. Him, as a consequence of his emotional thinking. But the fact is, she is his pimp. She is his controller. She is his handler. And she has no shame or embarrassment in ensuring that Harry is the one that gets sent out there. So it might be that Harry's going to have to bone up on some new lingo. He's going to have to understand terms such as what a bottom is. But apparently he's a female appointed by the pimp to supervise others and report rule violations. Operating as the right hand, the bottom may help instruct victims, collect money, book hotel rooms, post ads, or inflict punishment. So it might be that Harry finds himself involved with the bottom. Perhaps Omid Scobie might be appointed to that role by Harry's wife. You better understand what branding is. It's where a tattoo or carving on a victim that indicates ownership by a pimp. Maybe Harry's going to end up with a tattoo fairly shortly. Maybe he's already been branded on his buttocks. Court a case is where a pimp or victim has been arrested and charged with a crime. A circuit is a series of cities among which prostituted people are moved. For example, one would be the West Coast Circuit of San Diego, Las Vegas, Portland, and the cities in between. The term can also refer to a chain of states, such as the Minnesota pipeline, by which victims are moved through a series of locations, from Minnesota to markets in New York. Date, the exchange when prostitution takes place, or the activity of prostitution. A victim is said to be with a date or dating. Exit fee, the money a pimp will demand from a victim who is thinking about trying to leave. So if Harry ever decides that he's going to escape, he will have an exorbitant sum to have to be paid by way of an exit fee, which is designed to discourage him from leaving. Of course, most pimps never let their victims leave freely. Gorilla. That's a pimp who controls their victims almost entirely through physical violence and force. Kiddie stroll, an area known for prostitution that features younger victims. Lot lizard, a derogatory term for a person who's being prostituted at truck stops, and more besides. Maybe Harry has to learn up and bone up on these terms if he's going to continue to be pimped out by his handler. Of course, she has no hesitation in using him in this way because she has no emotional empathy for him. Her needs come above his, and as he continues to fall through the sustained devaluation, these behaviours will become all the more evident. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.